All right, we're gonna start. All right, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Thumb to all my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Allah Thumb Bashim Yashai to all my sisters. Right, it's the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Let me know if you can hear me too. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything's plugged in. Once again, this is the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commander Jerry Hunter. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is the home of the truth, right? If it's not, if it doesn't come from the ISUPK, it is not the truth. Check that out. Boom, boom, boom. Right. And once again, another heavy class, right? Today's class is Christ is a man, not a God. Why is that important? Because it destroys everything that the Christian church teaches. It destroys their idea, their doctrine. You know what I'm saying? It destroys how they believe that because Christ wasn't a man, it means that, you know what I'm saying, he was a God, means what? You don't have to keep the law. So he died for what? For you to continue in sin. He died for you to what? To just continue in sin. I mean, that's straight up disrespectful, especially to a man who gave up his own life for you, a man who gave up his life for you. Right now, you don't deserve to live, yet you take and teach men. Right, you teach people, you teach your congregation, you teach your church that what? That it's okay. God, it's like you. Right, that Christ died for our sins, and that's your reason behind why you sin all the time, because you see Christ as a God. You actually you disrespect the Most High, right? You disrespect the Most High, and you do not love Christ. Why? Because you don't even know your own brother, right? You don't know your own brother. You know what you know. What you know, you know what sounds good. That's what you know. You know what sounds good, what makes you feel good, right? That's what you know. You know about feelings. You know so much about feelings because nobody can tell you anything without you getting offended, right? Well, in here, we are about to offend you today, right? And today's class, this class is about a most, you know what I'm saying, honorable man, a man by the name of Yahushua Mashiach, who is Jesus Christ, right? And he was a man. He was a brother, as a matter of fact. He was a brother from the tribe of Judah, which is today known as the so-called Negroes, right? The so-called black man, right? Now, there are 12 tribes, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You're the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, right? And Christ is your brother. Christ is a man just like you, right? And Christ was teaching us when he was here, when he was ruling, when he was, you know what I'm saying, walking the earth, he was teaching our people about who we are. And he was coming for his people. You know what I'm saying? He's going for his people, right? Why? Because The world teaches you to what? To love everybody. And that is what disperses us. That's what divides us. Not having it, not being selfish with the love of your own people is what divides us, right? Because the other nations, they are selfish with their love. They are selfish with their mercy. They are selfish with who they love and who they join. But us, we're so we're so fooled and we're so ignorant that we think to love everybody else. We don't think about who we are and what we're going through. We think about loving everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that Christian church taught you, especially Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? A traitor and a a a mascot for the oppressor to lead us into a burning building. Straight out of his own mouth is what he said, right? So today, let's start with Matthew's 19 and 16. So let's go to the book of Matthew's, right? Chapter 19, verse 16. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have that I may have eternal life?
Right. This brother will stop asking Christ for what? For wisdom, right? Mm-hmm. For wisdom, right? And he asked him, what should I do to have eternal life? You know what I'm saying? How should I live? Right? And what did Christ respond? What was his response?
Verse 17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good?
Right. Why callest me thou good? Right? Keep going.
There is none good but one.
But who?
But one.
But one. Right? There's Christ is checking the brother. He's correcting him. Right? He's letting him know, don't look at me. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't think I am him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I am not him. You know what I'm saying? There's only one good. And that's who?
That is God.
That is God, the Most High. Right? So Christ, right? And that's what we do here, right? It's the same thing. Like we always say, and that's a very, you know what I'm saying, a brotherly thing to do, right? What do brothers always say when they get, you know what I'm saying? So any type of compliment, any type of glory, when the brother comes up to you, it's like, hey, damn. It's like, hey, that's a nice war belt, or those are that's a fine headpiece. What do brothers say? Most High in Christ.
Yeah.
Most High and Christ.
Right.
Right? Thank the Most High and Christ. Right? So we give glory to the men above us, and we most definitely always give glory to who? To the Most High. Right? Christ taught us that. Christ always taught us to not be selfish. Right? To not be selfish. And you gain a lot of selfishness coming up in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gain so much selfishness and so much pride too. You get so much pride. You think you know something until you come up to one of the priests, you know what I'm saying, and get crushed like a bug you are.
Right.
Right? Because you don't understand the truth. You don't understand what true knowledge is. Right? I didn't understand what life was about. And that's really what my whole life, since I was young, I could still remember asking my parents, my father, people that were at church, you know what I'm saying? I had to throw away my Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I thought that was the Satan.
Right.
Not knowing that image that they were worshiping, that was true Satan. You know what I'm saying? Like right. The Yu-Gi-Ohs had no effect. They didn't have the amount of effect or destruction that image did to our people, and it oppressed us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Under that false image of Christ, so many of our people were beguiled and trusted in a man that they didn't even know. Really, their enemy. That's really who they trusted. They trusted their enemy
Right.
and were led by their enemy to the slaughter. That's why it's very important that you understand who Christ is. That's why this class is very important. This class is important because we don't know who Christ is. Who knew Christ was a man? Who knew Christ was a black man? If that, right?
Right.
On top of that, like who knew Christ was a black man? Suffered in a ghetto, in a barrio, just like you, right? Christ went through the same things you went through, right?
Right.
What did they say? What good can come out of Nazareth?
Right.
Imagine that. What good can come out of Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
What good can come out of the south side of Phoenix? What good can come from the slums of Chicago? What good can come from California, New York? What good can come from your barrio, your ghettos, your slums? What good can come out of those? You, you, you're really what you're the you're like that precious gold, like digging, like stuck inside a rock. You know what I'm saying? It's time to pull you out of that, man. It's time to dig you out, or take you out of that slum, man.
Right.
And when I mean take you out, I don't mean take you out physically. I'm talking about spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Take you out mentally. Like get your mind out of the world, man. Stop thinking so worldly. Stop thinking that life all revolves around women and money. Because that's what your life is about. Your life is about chasing tail, chasing the bag. If you a man, I'm saying you women, you who knows? You're after attention, attention.
Right.
That's that your feelings, what you feel. The Most High don't give a damn what you feel, what you want. You know what He cares about? You being orderly, you disobeying. Right? Deuteronomy 11 and 26 says, "This is the cursings and the blessings.
Right.
A blessing if you've, you know what I'm saying, follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. A curse if you disobey." I'm paraphrasing, right? Deuteronomy 11 and 26, right?
Right.
Like you can get cured from that illness. You can get cured from, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're going through. You're gonna have to fight though. You're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to get better. You're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to make life-changing decisions, right? And it's gonna be tough. And that's your battle, man. That's your battle. That's your test, right? That is your test. Keep going.
Yeah, sure. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Right. Keep the commandments, right?
God.
Keep going.
He saith unto him, which Yahushua said, thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up.
Right.
What lack I yet?
Right. So Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
All this I do, right? What do I lack in? Right? Keep going.
Verse 21, Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect,
If you what?
if thou wilt be perfect.
Right. A black man from the tribe of Judah was teaching brothers and sisters to be what?
Perfect.
Perfect. It's telling us to be perfect, man. If that will be perfect, go ahead.
Go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
in heaven, right?
Mhm.
And that's the problem. So like, keep going,
And come and follow me.
right? And come and follow me. Keep going.
But when the young man heard that saying,
But when he what?
when the young man heard that saying,
When he heard this, imagine you have so much. You have the best of the best. You have so much profit in front of you, right? You have so much profit in front of you. Now you try to gain, you try to get wisdom and try to get what life, but you have what's right in front of you, right? Which is this money, profit, all these goods, right?
right,
Christ told him to sell that, meaning give it away,
right,
sell it, and follow me, right?
right,
And this man was, he heard this and was like, damn, right? He was like, he felt so, he was torn, he was sad, he was upset. Why? Because just like you Christians, just like you people in the world, y'all so y'all so about having it already. You know what I'm saying? Y'all so like, let me get it now. I want it now. What's that commercial from what was that? It's your money and you,
J.G. Wentworth.
yeah, JG Wentworth, you know what I'm saying? It's money, use it when you need it, right? That's what you think. You know what I'm saying? But in here is different, right? In here we don't have nothing, right? In here we literally, like, brothers have literally sold everything that they had and left their life to follow Christ. I'm talking about like literally, like left their families, their children's, you know what I'm saying? Their whore of a woman,
Mhm.
right? And they started serving Christ. Why? Because we want life.
Yep.
We want life. We want to serve someone who is better than us, right? We want to serve someone who's better than us, someone who is not me, someone who's not my father, someone who's not my mother, someone who's not my uncle, someone who's not someone that is not leading us to destruction, man. Someone who is giving us life, someone who's not your pastor, who molests and destroys, Slakia,
Mhm.
who abuses children, who abuses the people, who abuses, who robs from the people, right?
Right.
We wanted to serve someone better than us, someone better than the people, and that's the problem, man. That you look at everybody and you try to make up what life is. You try to make up what a real man is. You know what I'm saying? So many women think to have so much knowledge of what a man should do, seeing that they are what women, but they know what a man should be,
Right.
right? Christ was a man. Christ was the man. He is the man to follow. And that's why we follow commanding General Yohana. But because he is the man. He is the man who follows Christ. He doesn't follow after his own will. He serves Christ. And that's what we do in here. We don't serve ourselves. That's why there's no interpretation of ours. You know what I'm saying? There's no way we're speaking what we feel or what we like to say. We don't give a damn. What we speak is about what Christ has taught us, what the men above us has taught us, from officers to captains. It's like from the generals to the captains to the officers and so on, right? So we listen to the men above us. We don't listen to, you know what I'm saying, women, which is a coward, is what cowards do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They listen to their women,
Yep.
and what ends up happening? They end up leaving, right? They end up leaving. Hey, Shalom Yabashim Shabbat. Parataza.
Hey.
Hey, Shalom Warrior. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the other one.
Go ahead.
If I could build on what you're saying, the this young man is clearly he lacks the spiritual fortitude and the spiritual maturity to actually follow Christ, because Christ isn't actually telling him to do anything that's difficult. Like, it's only difficult if you are a selfish bastard. It's just like Michael Jordan and Jay-Z and Beyonce and Cardi B and the rest of them.
Right.
Selling all that you have and giving to the poor is not actually something that requires a lot of physical strength. It's not like lifting 300 goddamn pounds. It's what you do as a father, like the father of our nation, right now on earth, Commanding General Yohana. Before him, Christ. Christ had enough money coming in to be rich, just like Commander General Yohana. But because he's the man of the whole house of Israel, he does what these scriptures said, just like Christ prescribed, and he gives away everything to follow Christ. And it's rich bastards like this, young, immature in spirit bastards that can't do something that's simple, such as, you know what, instead of you raising yourself up over your entire nation, be poor with your people so everybody can at least eat.
Right.
Commander General Yohana understands that. Christ understands that. And still, we got bastards like Tyler Perry and Oprah and whoever the hell else that they just don't understand. You being rich is nothing because your people aren't rich with you. In fact, you being rich while your people suffer makes you an enemy of your people. So
No, you too are. No, and it most definitely does. It does make you an enemy. Why? Because you can't serve two masters, right? You can't serve what? Mammon, which is money, and you can't serve God. You don't have to choose one or the other, right? You don't have to choose one or the other. It's no both ways. It's no, you know what I'm saying? You can't be, uh, like I'm telling you, like this ain't nothing. Like whatever you see in America as far as value, you know what I'm saying? It's all gonna be destroyed. What do you got? Well, you know what I'm saying? What do you got to gain?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Giving your life, giving your life up for this world that doesn't give a damn about you. Like, you're not gonna gain nothing, man. Right? But losing your life for your brothers, your sisters, your people, right? You'll gain, man. Christ said what? Endure to the end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those that endure or hold fast till I come, right? In Book of Revelations, I believe 2 and what, 25 or 26, talks about he's gonna give you authority over the nations. You will get that power, man. You will get that power. You gonna have to what? Endure though. You're gonna have to endure first. You're gonna have to fight, right? You're gonna have to what? Prove yourself. You're gonna have to prove yourself. Are you worthy? Are you worthy? You don't want to sell nothing. You don't want to give up what you have already. You don't want to give up nothing. You don't want to make a what? A sacrifice? A sacrifice is too much for you? Well, guess what? You don't deserve this then. Then you don't deserve what's coming for you. You don't deserve what's gonna come. Right? Let's get real quick for 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. Right. First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. Verse 3 says, but I would have you known. So like, I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Right? You, it's like this is what ranking is in the school, right? This is what um this is how we serve, right? This is why we serve Commander Jerry Hunter, right? We serve the Most High. It's like Christ is the head of. It's like it, but I would have you known that the head of every man is Christ, right? Christ is the head of every man, meaning what? We serve Christ, right? And the man is the head of what? The woman, right? So the woman is to serve her man. Why? Because he serves Christ. And who does Christ serve?
The Most High.
He serves the Most High, right? Go ahead.
If I could, I'd want, and because a simple sister will say, well, what if she doesn't have a man? Then she's supposed to just care about herself and
She serves a man. Like she serves. She has a father, right?
right.
Exactly. So she serves a man. So
So like,
go ahead.
so like, this is the thing the point that I was making is a sister who's immature will say will stay with the stupid, will stay on stupid, where she's like, well, what if her father's dead, and then what if she doesn't, what if her grandfather's dead with all her brothers and her uncle, and it comes down to, sister, if you have no male family, if you're literally the spoil of war and there's no direct family of yours, you still serve the men of your nation. We're a nation of warriors. The Most High is a man of war. So just like we're in a battle right now with the Romans, you're still going to be a nurse and feed the men so they can continue to fight. I think they do the long division and make it algebra, sir.
Con, what was that? Con. So for what I'm saying, for this topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Christ is a man, not a God.
Right.
So right here we have what? We have God, and then we have Christ, right? Is Christ a God, or does he serve God?
Serve God.
He serves God, right? So this clearly gives you the structure of how what I'm saying, a household should be run, right? So first is the Most High. After the Most High is Christ. After Christ is the man, and after the man is the woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the structure is, and that's how it goes, and that's how it shall be. You know what I'm saying? And it's never going to change, right? But yet you have Christian churches that allow women to what? To teach. Now that I'll leave that, what I'm saying, subject for another day. You know what I'm saying? But as for today, the Most High is not Christ. Christ says what the Most High, what I'm saying, wants him to say, or does what the Most High wants him to do, right? Otherwise, why do you think he would? You think the Most High would fear death? You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Nope. That doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't even make any sense, right? You think the Most High would fear death? You think the Most High would what? Hunger? Being a God, being a celestial, you think he would be in hunger? No. Give me Hebrews 2:16.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 16. For verily, he took not on him the nature of angels.
He took what?
He took not on him the nature of angels.
Right. He didn't take the nature of angels. Who's him? Talking about Christ. Exactly. Right. For he didn't take the nature of angels. Go ahead.
But he took on him the seed of Abraham.
Of who?
Of Abraham.
Of Abraham. Right. The seed of Abraham. Right. Son of David. Right. Like this. Like the Bible is very simple, right? It's very simple, right? You don't have to be, if you would just leave the whole magic and what I'm saying, that spookiness and cartoons and fairy tales plus movies and Hollywood, if you would leave all that out, then you would understand what the Bible is. The Bible is not like, you know what I'm saying? Who remembers the movie Exorcist?
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying? So many so many brothers and sisters like think that, or what's that other one? The same guy that plays John Wick.
Keanu Reeves?
Where there's a movie where he plays in where,
Constantine, is it?
yeah, Constantine,
Oh
right?
Lord.
You think that that's what life is. There's demons and life, man. Like you think hell is a place where you go to when you die. You know what I'm saying? You think that there's, man, you're dumb. You know what I'm saying? You think of supernatural.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know that show Supernatural, right?
No, I don't think I've ever
You
seen
never
it.
seen it? There's a show called Supernatural, where it's two brothers called Dean and I forget the other one. I forget his name. It's been a minute since I've seen it, but they're just basically fighting angels from gods to vampires to all. This is a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, BS.
Twilight.
Twilight, exactly. So if you would just leave all that behind, right, and especially too like myths, you know what I'm saying, so many ideas of what life after death and stuff like that, and
Right.
the Satan and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, right? El cucuy.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying, El cucuy, chupacabra, you know what
Oh
I'm
my
saying,
goodness.
stuff like that. So if you would just leave all that out, right, you would understand what, you know what I'm saying, the Bible is telling you, right? You would understand what's right in front of you, really. You know what I'm saying? If you leave Christianity out, you know what I'm saying, to sum it all up, right? So it says, "For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham." Why did he take on the seed of Abraham? Or why does it say he took on the seed of Abraham?
So lucky, sir. It says uh, to continue.
No, were you gonna answer?
I can answer.
Go ahead.
So Christ took on the seed of Abraham so that he could be with the nation and be like the nation that he was going to lead.
Be with, be like. I mean, but that's not the solid answer, right?
Okay.
Like the reason why it came from, it's like he came from the seed of Abraham is because that's who was given the promise, you know what I'm saying, the rulership, right? The covenant, like that's who, it's like that's who was gonna rule, right? Who was gonna be king over Israel,
Right.
right? So I was trying to look for it real quick. Give me a second. Hold on. So give me James 1 and 3.
Okay. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work.
Hold on. 1 and 13.
1 and
Salaki.
13. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God.
He is what? He is tempted of God, right?
Come.
Let no man say that when he is tempted of what? Of God, right? So now let's get Matthew's, right? Matthew's, I believe, 4 and 1. So we just read in James, right? It says, let no man say what? When he is tempted of God.
Right.
God cannot be tempted with evil, neither. So like I forgot to finish that. right? James 1 and 13 says, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempt he any man, right? It's like, you got that?
Come on, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
We had,
Matthew's 4 and 1.
it's the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
To be what?
Tempted of the devil.
Right, to be tempted of the devil. So what does it say right here? It says, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil. So Christ, right here, we just read in James 1 and 13 says that God cannot be tempted. We read Matthew's 4 and 2, it's like 4 and 1, and it says Christ was tempted. So is Christ God? Right? Because what does James 1 and 4, 1 and 13 say?
It says that the Most High cannot be tempted with evil.
That the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, right? So is Christ God? Right? And that's how you want to go back for with, you know what I'm saying, with these Christians, especially those that believe Christ is, you know what I'm saying, God, right? Like you gotta hit them where it hurts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hit them with the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Cut them with scriptures, right? One in James 1 and 13, Matthew's 4 and 1, James 1 and 13, Matthew's 4 and 1. Hit them with those two, right? Have James 1 and 13 on one hand, and Matthew's 4 and 1 in the other, right? So you can hit them both with, and just all you really got to do is just break it down. I mean, it breaks down by itself. For God cannot be tempted with evil, right? Then Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. God cannot be tempted with evil. I mean, right? So it's simple, right? So Christ is not a man. I'm sorry, Christ is not a God. He is a man. Why? Because he was tempted, right? He was tempted by who? By Satan, by the devil. For what? Because once you fast, right? Once you fast, what happens? Everybody's gonna fast. You're gonna find out this Sunday, right? Sunday sundown. Sunday sundown, you're gonna stop eating, right? You wake up. For those brothers that snore, I feel sorry for you because your mouth is gonna be dry. You know what I'm saying? Your mouth is gonna be dry. You're gonna want some water, and you're gonna have to tell yourself, no, it's the Day of Atonement.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And that's gonna let you know that what? You are a man.
Yep.
And that what? That you need water to live. You need food to live. Right? But Christ was a man, a righteous man, a glorious man, that he went with 40 days and 40 nights without water. You're going to go with 1 day without water, right? And this should teach you something. Let's get two.
And when he fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungry.
And hunger. Can a God be hungry?
It's a lot here. I do not know.
The Most High, he don't need nothing. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need food. He doesn't need you to make a sacrifice. He says he made all this. What does he need a sacrifice for? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What is he like? He doesn't need that, right? Now, it said what? Fasted 40 days and 40 nights. He was afterward hunger. Read verse 3.
And when the tempter came to
The
him,
what?
he and when the tempter came to him,
Right. When the devil came to him, what? Keep
he
going.
said, If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread.
Right. Command that these stones be bread. Right. You gonna you gonna be hungry. I'm telling you, you're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be starving. But don't worry about that. Right? Suffer. We're all suffering together. Right? It's a
Yep.
day of atonement. It's a day to afflict your soul. Right? It's a day where you're gonna afflict your soul, and all of us are gonna be there together. Right?
Mhm.
Christ did it 40 days, 40 nights. Why? Because he understood that he was going there's a task coming before him that's going to be heavy for any man to keep, right? Now, Christ said, it's like, okay, I didn't get there yet. The Satan, the tempter said, right? The devil said, if thou be the son of God, right? If
Mhm.
you say you the son of God, if you say you Christ, you know what I'm saying? Trying to test them. Like, if you say who you say you are, then why won't you do this? Right? If you say you can do it, why won't you do it?
Right.
Right? Tempting them,
Mhm.
right? Testing them, right? Now, Christ, man, warrior. Why? Because he cuts this devil. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, you being hungry, you lose patience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
You lose patience waiting for a light to turn green.
Mhm.
You lose patience at like every second of your life. You're losing your patience. Christ did, you know what I'm saying? He exercised patience. You know what I'm saying? He exercised his, you know what I'm saying, his that demon, right?
Right.
Keep going. Read verse 4.
Verse 4. But he answered and said, It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone,
By bread alone, right? Man should not live by bread alone. Go ahead.
but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Right. Yes, you need bread to live. Yes, you need to eat to survive.
Right.
Yes, you need water to, you know what I'm saying, keep you alive. You know what I'm saying? But you don't need these things to live. You what you really need to live is by the words of the Most High, by these commandments, by the orders of the Lord. Because that's what these commandments are. These commandments are orders, right? They are ordained for us to keep, right?
Right.
So for you, for brothers and sisters, right? Like you being in the world, you look at yourself, you look at your life, and you see your life in a tight situation where it's like, man, I gotta feed my children, I gotta do all this, I gotta pay bills, I gotta do that, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? And being so choked up on, you know what I'm saying, the things you gotta get done, you might, you know what I'm saying, push yourself to do something you shouldn't be doing
Right.
as far as stealing. That's why there's crime in the world.
Right.
Why? Because of you know what I'm saying, our oppressor, what they push us to. They corner us to the point where we had like we think that that's our solution, right? That's what this devil makes it seem. Makes it seem like, you know what I'm saying, well, I mean, I can't make it in the world with just, you know what I'm saying, one one income. What do I do? You know what I'm saying? What do I do with, you know what I'm saying, if I can't, I could barely survive with one income.
Mm.
What, how do I make more money? You know what I'm saying? There's ways, man. There's ways, and money isn't always your solution, man. Your solution is more spiritual than just money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? More than just carnal. If you can survive off of, it's like if you can live without food and water for one day,
Mhm.
imagine the things that you can live without the things that you really don't need to live. You know what I'm saying? You don't need alcohol to live, right? You don't need what's give me some.
You don't need a woman.
You don't need a woman. Most definitely, you don't need a woman to live. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that box. You don't need. Give me another one.
You don't need riches.
Right? You don't need riches. You don't need the game.
Don't even need a house.
You don't even need a house. But what you really do need is these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what you need, man. You do need this. You do need to obey. That's what you need to do, right? You do need to obey, man. You need to serve the Lord and love thy brother as thyself. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need. We need each other. That's what we need. We don't need the devil. You know what I'm saying? We don't need America. We don't need, you know what I'm saying, any other organization. What we do need is each other, right? We do need the UPK. We do need Commander Johanna. You know what I'm saying? And we most definitely need each other, right? We need one West. What we really need is each other, like I said, man. Because without each other, I mean, there's a scripture I believe in Proverbs that says once one cord, it's like two cords is stronger than one, right?
Right.
I forget the other one where it's like it's not basically saying if with brotherhood it's harder to fight. It's like with brotherhood it's harder to fail, but with excellent brotherhood, with good support, I mean, come on, man. We could take down a whole city.
Right.
We could take down a whole. I mean, two brothers. I mean, look at this. I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Two brothers, um, Simeon and Levi, destroyed a whole. Come on, man. Right now, what they did was wrong, right? Because they went against their father's, you know what I'm saying, order. But I'm telling you, like, just to, you know what I'm saying, what they did was, man, that was some one man, so like your two man. Come on, man. Imagine going a whole like army and two brothers did it. I'm telling you, like if we are all together now, imagine blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If we were all to come together, imagine what we can defeat. America would fall in a day.
Yep.
America would fall in a day, and you would see the rise of another government, the rise of another power, and that's us. You know what I'm saying? That's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's Israel. The fall of the fall of one power is the rise of another. Who's gonna fill up that seat? The only man that's worthy, that's Christ, the same man that we've been talking about since the beginning,
Right.
since the opening of this class, which is Christ. Christ is the man that's gonna be one running the show, one, you know what I'm saying, calling the shots,
Yep.
the one telling who gets fed and who doesn't get fed,
Yep.
who gets to eat, who doesn't get to eat, who gets, you know what I'm saying, what, like, most like Christ is going to be the one, you know what I'm saying, ruling over his enemies. And those that don't want to rule, guess what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say nothing, right? He's going to be unalived. That's what he's going to be. Right? Why? Because he doesn't want Christ to rule. And guess what? Your Christian pastor does not want Christ to rule. That's why he calls him a God, and he doesn't even know him.
Right.
They call him a God. They call him a saint, or it's like they make images and worship him, and don't even know what he looks like.
Nope.
Salakia. What time is it?
7:49, sir.
The water. But going into fasting, Let me just give you a couple scriptures for the Day of Atonement. Um, let's get Matthew's. Give me a second. No. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, there it is. Matthew 6 and start at 16.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad slakia, of a sad countenance.
Of a sad countenance, meaning don't be Christian and be like, damn. Yeah, like don't be, yeah, exactly. Don't be going live. You know what today is? Doing all types of noises. You know what I'm saying? Being all extra, right? Christians are extra with everything. Oh Lord, I love you, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Start breakdancing, start crying, all this. Like that's extra. That's really for people to see, and for them to say that, man, he loves God. Look, oh man, Christian. He's like Gloria. Yeah, it says Gloria, Gloria. This, and that. Glory, glory. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. All that's 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 nothing. That's vanity. That's not showing God true love, true glory, right? Keep going.
For they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast.
They appear to who?
To men.
To men, right? That's a you look. That's a you look to please. Pause, right?
Right.
You look for men to, you know what I'm saying, to make happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they can see you and be like, man, this man loves God. Why? Because look at what he's doing. He's fasting. He looks like he can't hold on, but he keeps going. Don't do that. All right? That's not One West.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not One West. And Christ is saying it. Right? Keep going.
Yes, sir. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
They have their reward. They wanted that, they can have it.
Yep.
They wanted men to see them cry and starve and sigh and drag their feet and look dry and dead, look like they're about to faint, have sympathy, right? That's what they wanted. They wanted sympathy. They wanted somebody to say, oh, poor you, come here, they're there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Salaki, even more than that. These bastards that do all the crying and the running up and down the aisles and the catching the Holy Ghost and falling out and talking about they fasting, they really want more money too. They want to be seen by those who are, how shall I say, naive and gullible, so that, as you say, sir, they can say, man, he really has the Spirit of God. And, you know, I'm going to give him a love offering and all that BS. It's a lot.
Right. Slide it. Pause. Love offering. Man. So, yeah, I mean, like, you want to do that? Go ahead. You have your reward. Keep going. Verse 17.
Verse 17. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head
Right.
and wash thy face.
Right. But when you fast, right? But if you in the UBK and you're fasting, fast this way, right? Anoint your head and wash thy face, right? Look alive. Don't if you I'm gonna tell you like this. If somebody asks, you look like you need this, and they hand you either whatever it may be, food, bread, water, right? You're doing it. You already failed. I'm gonna tell you like that.
Yep.
You already failed. Why? Because people are looking at you and they're observing you. Why? Because you're giving them a reason to. You're giving them a reason to, and that's what you want. And that's what Christ's saying. Don't be a hypocrite with a sad countenance. Why? Because you're giving them the excuse to tell you or ask you, are you okay? Don't do not. I repeat, do not, right? We don't ask for sympathy,
Right.
right? This is not for men. Who are you doing this? Is this for whoever, somebody at your slavery?
Mm-mm.
Is this for your boss to give you some mercy because it's the Day of Atonement and you couldn't call off? So now you have to what? Now you gotta, ah, sorry, boss. Now you gotta drag your feet. Damn, it's like, what's wrong with you? What's going on with you?
Right.
Why you so, you know what I'm saying? You seem different. This is not the usual you. No, be the usual you. Be the, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Be the slave that you are every, you know what I'm saying? Every single time you go to slavery,
Mm-hmm.
right? Be the same man. You're gonna do the work. Don't let anybody tell you, oh this man, did you hear? He was fasting. Man, you're a punk. You know what I'm saying? That's what you are.
Honestly.
Because that's what you want. You want people to tell you, oh man, he's he's strong. He had a fasting, and he came to work still. Man, you're a punk. If you can, and I'm telling you that because you gonna go to the slavery and you gonna do it, right? So keep in the back of your head, I don't want to be a punk.
Right.
I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Right.
I don't want to be Christian. I want to be what? One West.
Right.
Be strong, right? Don't be weak. You know what I'm saying? Prepare, right? Get your mind right. You know you're gonna get into it. Just finish it off. Finish off strong. You
Right.
see, you still see the sun crack. You know what I'm saying? You still see the sun. You still see some light out there.
Mm-hmm.
Some I look Slagia, you don't have to do this. I do this. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes. I'm gonna wait another hour.
Right.
Why? Because I want to make sure. I want to be, you know what I'm saying?
Thorough.
But like I said, man, you don't. Right? I just want, like, the thing is that this is for the Lord. This ain't for, you know what I'm saying, your boss to tell you, man, it's okay. You can, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be here. Like, man, do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just get it over with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't for anybody else. This is for the Lord, right? You were gonna say something?
Concert,
Go
if I
ahead.
could, this is just to give, those of you who might not have a lot of tenure with fasting and who might be weak. This is something that'll give you a little bit more courage and motivation to make sure that you keep the Day of Atonement correctly.
Right.
When we fast, we know that one thing that we're also supposed to do, which draws the Most High's ear nigh unto our prayer, is to pray. So when you're hungry and you know you're hungry, and it's the Day of Atonement, just think of all of the babies, all of the tribe of Yashakar that are still in cages and detention centers, which are just concentration camps. Think of all of the Levites that were under that bridge and that are in Haiti right now who are starving and they haven't eaten in 3 damn days. And think of the brothers in prison all the time. They get a clean drink of water every other day. They got to drink out of the goddamn toilet. Think of the brothers that can't eat anything because they keep serving them food that is garbage,
Right.
straight up garbage, 6 days out of a damn week.
All right, Slack. I'm gonna play this video real quick. You know what I'm
Sir.
saying, to go with what you're saying. So,
Heck, think of when we were young. So like.
no, you too.
Caribe y de África es la de la región del Darién entre Colombia y Panamá. Es una jungla donde
Right. El tapón de Dairén, right? Which is, you know what I'm saying, is from Colombia to Panama, right? And it's going to show you real quick.
muchos migrantes se esconden en su viaje
Right. This is
a Estados Unidos. Dicen que
to go to the United States, they make they take this, you know what I'm saying? What do you even call this? This path, right, from Colombia to Panama, and it's called El Tapón de Dairén. That's brothers from Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, like not Honduras, people, brothers from Haiti as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, like I have a brother at the slavery who really taught me about this. You know what I'm saying? And maybe one day we'll get his story. You know what I'm saying? And hear about what he did. You know what I'm saying? I'm already talking to him, letting him know, because I really want him to share what he went through. Because if y'all just hear the stories, man, imagine children being left behind. Children being left behind, and then the other the set of weight the other people, it's like the other brothers that are coming through, pick up those children and take care of them because their parents failed. And now they find their parents later on heading more in, and guess what happens? The family, they see the children, it's like, oh, my son. Guess what ends up happening? Those parents get put to, it's like they get unalived because of what they did to that child. What did Captain Officer Apayak say? Jungle justice.
Yeah.
That's what you call. And that's the selva right here, the jungle.
que es la selva más peligrosa del mundo por la amenaza de la propia vida salvaje del lugar y por el riesgo.
Right, the most dangerous jungle that there is, right?
De ser asaltados por pandillas.
Because they're getting, you know what I'm saying, they're getting robbed, they're getting stolen, you know what I'm saying, they're getting robbed, they're getting unalived,
right,
and they're getting abused.
Dice una mujer que dejó toda su vida en su natal Cuba.
Físicamente y mentalmente, ¿cree que puede superar esa selva?
Yo más que quisiera tener un estatus, si aquí me dieran algo legal, bueno, pero que no. Es difícil lo que uno pasa en esta travesía. A ver, uno lo hace porque no tiene otra opción.
Right, she's saying that she has to go through this because she really has no other option.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to go through this, right? Nobody wants to go through a joint. Like I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, this is what this brother told me, right? From, you know what I'm saying, unalived bodies laying around to a current that you have, a river that you have to cross like 100 times. He said you have to cross it one way, and then you have to go. It's like basically a downhill thing. So it's like you're constantly crossing that same river to get to more further down. And the more you cross it, it's the water is cold, so it's hitting you, and it's, you know what I'm saying, giving you cramps because, you know what I'm saying, you're crossing it constantly. And then on top of that, if it rains, I'm telling you, it's a downhill. So if it rains, you're getting washed into the current. He told me this, right? He said that he's seen, I think, two people that fell into the river and the river spit them out. Meaning it took them out of the river and to dry land, right? And like he was like, man, that was nothing like that ever happens. A mother lost her child in that river, found him later on, and cremated her child so she can take his ashes. Well, I'm telling you, like the things that our people go through to get to that American dream, to find out it's a nightmare. It's, man, like, that's why America needs to burn, because of things that we go through. We go through hell. Nobody understands our lives. Christ understood our life, man. Why? Because he's a black man just like you and me, man. He's a black man just like you and me. He understood what our lives is about. Our life are about. He understood what being black, Hispanic, Native American was about. He understood your life, man. And Christ came for you, not for no other nation. Right? And is that wrong to say? Is that wrong to say? I'm not saying this. I'm not telling you this out of I'm telling you what's coming straight out of the Most High's mouth. I'm telling you what the Most High said. You only have I known out of all the families, out of all these other nations, only you have I known. Right. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. The Most High doesn't understand. Like, these other nations don't understand what being black, Hispanic, and Native American is. Indigenous, First Nation, Latino, right? They don't understand what being black, Afro-Latino, man. Like, they don't understand your life, man. Christ did. That's why he came for you. He didn't come for everybody else. Not only that, because he understood that what his people need help. You see all these other nations? You see these other nations? Do you think these other nations need help? You think Ukraine needs help? You think the Afghanistans, you think they need help? No, man. They can fly over here in an airplane. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Meanwhile, my brothers and sisters have to cross a whole jungle plus a desert, plus people that want to kill, unalive them, abuse them, rob them. Like, come on, man. Our people are destroyed, man. Our people need you know what I'm saying? Our people need help. Don't come at me with, you know what I'm saying, Christ came for everybody. Don't come at me that we need to love and understand, and we need to teach them. What do we need to teach them? What do we need to teach them? Teach them what? That we're humans too? How long have we been trying to do that?
Hundreds of years.
How long have we been trying? Yeah, like, how long have we been trying to teach them that we are humans, that we feel, that we have feeling? Like, they do not give a damn about you, man. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about what you're going through. They mock you. They laugh at you. They tell you to get out of here. They tell you to leave. They tell you to speak American, if like that's even in language. They tell you to speak English. They ask you for permits. They abuse you, they destroy you, and then they rob you. They destroy everything that you have. And all you want to do is feed your family. All right. Oh my God. That's why I can't wait till Christ returns, man. That's why I can't wait. Because when Christ returns, every nation is gonna feel that damn. So like they're gonna feel it. It's gonna be heavy. They said that the Most High said that the earth and the heaven fled. You know what I'm saying? The earth and the heaven, all these governments are gonna flee when Christ returns. They're gonna flee. They're gonna run from what? From judgment. That's what they're gonna run from. Right. But guess what? They can't run. They can't run. You see them building bunkers. Yep. You see them building. They're trying They're trying to find life outside of here. Why? Because they know what's coming. They don't want to be here when he comes. But guess what? They can't run. You can go somewhere, you know what I'm saying? You could go as far as you can. Who gives a damn? You gonna get judged. Right? I'm gonna end the class with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tell you, man, get right. Choose, pick and choose. Stop jumping around. Stop being lukewarm. Stop being so, you know what I'm saying? So choose, man. Choose what you want to do. Don't come in here and find out, oh man. Do like, you know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do, man. Do what you need to do. Figure it out. Stop being so it's not that time to, you know what I'm saying? It's about it's I mean, come on, man. You can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You can see that World War III, it's at its breaking point. It's like, man, I'm telling you, man, COVID just passed. A new COVID's gonna come, and you're gonna see all these other nations already forming an alliance, BRICS, right? Already forming an alliance. And once this new COVID comes and hits and, you know what I'm saying, destroys America, all these nations are gonna destroy America. And America is going to be destroyed, and all these other nations, and America is going to have to do what they love to do best, which is not give a damn and destroy. You know what I'm saying? Not think about the repercussions, but send those nuclear, you know what I'm saying, bombs. And that's how this world is going to end, in thermonuclear war. And that's what needs to happen, man. You need to pray for that. We pray for that in here. You know what I'm saying? We pray for destruction. Woe to America. Destruction to America. With that, I'm Priest and Officer Amatazan. With that, shalom.